I was in the medical field, at that time was a supervisor for medical billing, and had given a gentleman a bill that was over $20,000, and he was over 70 years old. And I'm like, why didn't somebody just educate him about insurance? So, okay, I'm taking my 40-hour course, and now who am I going to work for? Am I going to work for Aflac? Am I going to work for this one? I said, I need to work for somebody that has American Pioneer Supplement or Mutual of Omaha. Those are good supplement companies. So I'm traveling 40, 50 miles from my house, not done with my insurance license yet. I see this Part D ad for AmeriLife, and I went, AmeriLife's at Gardner and 41, but I don't know who they are, but Part D's insurance. So I was back in the day. Mike McCreary was our RVP. So he interviewed me. I met Steve Sestilio, and then it was a group interview, recruiting. So the next day, they bring us all back, and I'm like, this is like a sales thing. And, so to me, I wasn't categorized that I was in sales. So then I said to Mike, I said, well, can't I ask you some questions now? So I'm like, well, do you have American Pioneer? Do you have Mutual of Omaha? I wanted to work for a company that represented the insurance companies that didn't give me a hassle when I billed them. So we came to an agreement, and then that was in July. I was finishing up my license. I didn't know I was supposed to go get fingerprinted and all that, so AmeriLife helped me. What I wanted to be was in business for myself, but not by myself and not have a lot of overhead. And that's what AmeriLife did. It's all about the clients. It's all about the family. Who's first and who's second in my life. It depends on the moment. It's Monday through Friday. So the business is first.
Carrie has been such a godsend to me. When my husband first passed away, I was in a turmoil as to what I should do, especially financially. But Carrie came to my rescue. She was there for me, and she gave me such wonderful guidance. She gave me so many opportunities to choose from, and I had many questions about which direction I should go, but Carrie was so versed in her business in AmeriLife that she answered every one of my questions, and she put me at ease, and she directed me exactly to the place I needed to be. So I had much confidence in her after that.
Really, I would say there's a saying called a servant leader. She's really a servant to her clients, and I think that she really holds them and their interest at the top of everything she does. She kind of gets to know them a little bit more than maybe the average agent and producer does, becomes part of their lives and becomes a real value added even after the sale. So I think that she's always going to be there for them, and I think that they're going to appreciate it, more than anybody can imagine.
And I met a wonderful woman who came to the house and got me through all of the ins and outs of Medicare. And my husband was very impressed with her. And the reason I know that was he shared our financial situation with her and wanted her advice on some things. So, yeah, she's wonderful.
Oh, I'm very proud of Carrie of being the first woman to be able to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. She's worked very, very hard to get here. Long hours, a lot of weekends, 7 days a week, but we've managed to get there.
We just got to know Carrie so good, and she has just been so helpful to us. We couldn't have made it without her. And she's just an awesome person and a good friend.
And today we're financially stable because of some of the investments she's guided us with.
Beyond everything that there is, for her to be able to do the best job by the client she possibly can. She's done really well. The client love her.
There's a high level of trust too. I would trust her with any of my money.
She always tries to make sure that she doesn't do anything that will harm the client. As a result, she does everything she possibly can to make sure that everything is done absolutely 100% correct.
It's really all about the customer service and what the client wants. It's pretty simple.
she's very happy to be somebody's friend. She's very happy to be there for them and just, you know, kind of be a shoulder if you need it, or a sounding board. I use her as a sounding board a lot. I'm like, Mom, what do I do? And she just listens and she gives me her opinion.
I think Carrie does have good people skills because she's been working with people since she was probably 11 or 12. And I think it was good for her to understand behind the counter that the people, you know, we always told her the customer's always right, no matter what. And that's the way she learned. And I think it was good for her because she's very genuine. You know, I mean, she doesn't mess around.
I feel that I'm a people person, but my mom goes that one step further and says, well, yeah, but here's what you're missing. And it feels like she has a complete and definite understanding of that person because she's such an active listener.
And as far as her clients, it would be just like for her mother. She would not do something for the sale. If it did not benefit her client, it's not going to happen.
You know, we do things for a lot of different reasons. We work for money, we work for the trips, we work for the pat on the back, but I really believe Carrie's kind of a different person in that manner because she wants to make sure she's helping that person all the time. She wants to make sure that the client is first. Yeah, she's awesome that way. She's absolutely awesome that way.
I've got a little saying I say in the back of my head a lot of times. See, Carrie's very special, especially to me. And she treats everybody that she knows and deals with from the heart. And I could never replace Carrie or wouldn't want to live without her. We've been everywhere with AmeriLife and done a lot of things that we would never be able to do if she didn't enjoy AmeriLife and the people there so much.
And AmeriLife helped you learn that if you didn't like your paycheck, it was your own fault. And I had a client that said, if you don't like your paycheck, you didn't work hard enough. And I'm like, he's like, it's not how hard you work, it's how smart you work. So I've gotten smarter over the years, especially since COVID, and you know, electronics have helped. But the company has just grown leaps and bounds. The current president and CEO really loves our agents, and they really are doing things that is more all about the agents, the incentives, the trips, but it's also the education, the classes that they give, the general managers and Frank Tibiani, you know, caring about the people, and you feel that. I've been with the company 15 years, so I've been through a lot of changes, and I like where we're going. It's still so surreal being inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know, I remember 2 years ago when it was Tim North and Gary Bush and Joe Young. When they sent me the email about the Hall of Fame, I was like, really? What was cool about it was I am the first woman in the Hall of Fame, so I like that. But you know, I don't do anything to be number one or to be in the Hall of Fame. It's all about my family and my clients.
Carrie, you're unique, and you never fail to impress me of how creative and passionate and unique you are compared to others in our business. Tonight, not only are you being recognized as going into the AmeriLife Hall of Fame, but you're the first female to have this great honor at AmeriLife. And I couldn't think of a better place to be than here to celebrate with you and your family for everything you've done for AmeriLife and all lives you've touched. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and congratulations. It's so well deserved.